Hey guys, T-Bull here. Today we'll be looking at Leopard Prototype A replay on Erlenberg. This tank is a complete dud when you unlock it, and then by the time you get it upgraded, it turns into a real beast. So stick with the grind if you've got some free XP or maybe some boosters. Consider using those. So what typically happens on this map is the south team will take the right-hand side of the map, and the north team will take the left-hand side of the map. You'll see about 2/3 of my team goes west, which I'm fine with as long as they're aggressive and take that side. But that kind of puts it in my mind, be ready to fall back if we start getting overwhelmed over here. On a fast medium with good view range like this one, I kind of like to surf this ridge over here. You can spot some targets and potentially get some shots. So Lycan's really aggressive. He gets shot by a couple guys and I'm able to finish him off. I'm a little exposed there, but you can see I'm targeted here. This is a mistake. Whenever you're targeted, especially, I'd recommend when you're lit, getting into the cover, but targeted for sure. But then you want to, you can see now I'm not lit, so you want to drop your spot and then you can resume shooting targets when it's clear. So they got a fair amount of tanks here. I'm still kind of keeping an eye on the map to see if I want to stay here or not. This spot right here, you can get a lot of shots of people trying to cross over there. Where that tank destroyer is just, it's hard to shoot them there. But a lot of times they get pinned down there if they know people are shooting at them. I do knock that tree over on purpose, not that it's a huge play, but my thinking is I'm going to be driving around here a lot, so if I knock it down now, I won't accidentally knock down later, and then kind of alert them to where I am. So you see, do a better job of getting into cover there once I'm targeted. You want to get into the habit of doing that pretty much every time if you're not already. This ISM, I noticed it's a stock turret, which when it's stock, it's pretty weak frontally. It's probably the easiest part to shoot. Once it's upgraded, it's basically impenetrable, so I recommend playing as many tanks as you can just so you kind of learn things like that. So as of right now, it looks like our team's doing pretty good on the left, but you got to keep an eye on the map. That's why I recommend playing the big map, so you can keep an eye on the battle, and every time you kind of pull back and reload, try and get in the habit of checking the map just for a couple seconds, just so you can constantly be updated. So this tank, this shot, it looks like it's kind of a lucky blind shot there, but that was what I was trying to do. It was still kind of lucky. I was just kind of pre-aiming at where his commander's head should be if he continued to move in the same line, and he obliged me, so put a shot into him there. And again, the strength of this position, you can get some side shots into that position where that heavy is over there, so that's why I like to play this spot as long as I can. I just do want to point out that medium over there in K3. At this point, he really can't see anyone there. I don't have a problem with playing a second line support tank, but you have to keep an eye on the map, and you have to continue to move forward with your team. Because if you're just sitting there, right now he's just waiting for his team to die, basically. You know, he's like, oh, I can't see anyone now, but soon I'll be able to. But what he's leaving out in his mind is everyone on his team has to die before he'll see anyone, so please don't do that. Please support your team. It's really annoying. KV-4, again, is stock turret. Both turrets are going to want to shoot in the commander's hatch. It's a pretty strong tank in terms of armor. It's T-95. I'm kind of using him as cover at this point. M103 is coming up to cause problems. Again, I'm able to... That shot... that shot in my mind was more lucky than the other one. But he is able to put me down to a one shot. And I think the T-95 took him out there, so... That's KV4. I'm just trying to barely edge forward, hit one more shot into that hatch. Those burning tanks always kind of mess with your view, so it can make it tricky when you're aiming around them. But finally find the shot and take them out. So now there's just the one STI on the other side of that hill. And then you can see on the map the team, which vastly outnumbered them over there, got smoked. So that ended up being a big problem. This guy, me and the T-95 both hit him, but I figure he's probably going to kill me at this point. Luckily, the arty takes him out. Great shot by him. So now we've won this side. Usually, depending on the situation, but usually you want to go back and defend your base once you've won your side. So we don't have a lot of great coverage here. We got whatever that other TD is down there, and the T-95 I think is coming. That must be the Conway. So you see I got a little bit of downtime before they're over here. I'll knock down a few trees to create bush cover for myself. If you know you're going to have a fight in an area and you can kind of prep the battlefield like this, it's a great idea. I don't end up actually using them that much, but that's just a helpful tip for you. But here I'm mainly trying to spot for the arty and the TDs as well as take shots if they're available. This is motion. It's going to be tough to pen at that angle. I should probably load heat shells at this point, but even with a heat shell, it'd probably be pretty tough to pen right there. Continue to pick up some spotting damage for the arty, so that's good. I mean, you always, if you got to look your team comp. Like I'm the medium, I got great view range on this tank. I'm probably the scout at this point, so just keep an eye on what your team's doing, and if you can spot for your team, then step up to the plate and do it. That one I hit its track finally, but still not doing any damage. That guy's doing a pretty good job of angling his tank there. So once I drop spot, I'm going to move over to the right more to create another angle fire on him. You'll see a lot of times players will kind of stack up. Like both those TDs are basically in the same spot, so they have basically the same shot. If you can spread out at different angles, that makes it a lot harder for the opposing tanks. A, they can't angle their armors effectively because they have to angle it towards multiple lanes of fire, and B, you can get around cover more. So we're finally able to smoke him once he turns towards us. So now they got a Leopard and the arty on their team. So I'm gonna run over here, just double check to make sure we can't spot the Leopard. And then if I was on the mic, I'd tell that T-95 to just sit in base, basically where he was, and then have the Conway go with me. I don't play with the mic because I end up yelling at my teammates too much. So I don't have that option available to me. But the Conway is going north with me. T-95 is pushing across, which is what it is. I'm going to kind of drive slowly and let the Conway catch up to me a couple times. A lot of times in the end game, you'll see people driving off on their own, and that's kind of playing into the enemy's hands. They want to have a 2-on-1 engagement, kill that guy, another 2-on-1, kill that guy, another 2-on-1, Or if you're sticking together, then it's a 2-on-2. The odds are better in your favor, so. And everyone on my team's a one-shot at this point, so it's to my advantage if I can let this Conway play up with me. So we don't know where the Leopard is at this point. I'm assuming he's by the castle, kind of in F3, give or take. And then the arty, I'm guessing it's probably B1. Artillery, good artillery players will move around as the match moves on, but a lot of them don't move more than 10 feet the entire match, so. Here you'll notice, not a huge play, but I don't drive through the cap. Doing so would just alert them to where I am, so don't ever drive into the cap unless you're intending to capture it. You can see they already shot the other tank destroyer, so I'm assuming that Leopard was able to spot him. I'm pretty surprised that he ends up being right in front of me here, so I don't know why he was facing that direction, but whatever. So you can see he was full health. Me and the Conway are both one-shots, obviously. He was trying to cap, which I was fine with that. I think he gets off just because he realizes I'm playing a little too far forward for him to support me. He's probably saying on the mic, come back, cap, or I don't know what he's saying, but you don't want to let these tanks get out of your view range, though, because they can reposition and sneak up on you. Late game, when they got a lot of room to move around, you want to keep an eye on them. Luckily, that already misses, or that would have been game over. The heat shells, not that I was loaded there, but I'm not 100% sure if they blow up, like HE shells will blow up through destructible cover. Like if you hit that fence, heat shells, I should probably figure out if they do or not. But so now we're just basically using this little hut here as cover. They end up splitting, which is the right play in their part. So our Leopard kills the Conway, but since I shot first, I know I'm going to be able to reload before him. He tries to ram me, which is probably the right play. Luckily, I barely survive and able to finish him off. And that's pretty much the game. So that ended up being a pretty good game. I think it was low 9k combined damage. So if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And we'll see y'all later. And if you want to leave a comment on like what tank you want to see a replay of or something like that, you can go ahead and let me know, and I can try and put something up for you sooner or later. Alright, peace.